Oh, hey again. I know I promised I'd do another live one and try it in landscape mode, but for the life of me, I can't figure this thing out yet. I keep trying to switch the prism thing over to landscape. Otherwise, if you're looking for something to live stream to like more than one place at a time, I was able to get four things on here to live stream, and Prism Live Studio is free. It was easy download on my iPhone and everything seems to be working fine. I haven't yet gone to the different little social places to see if it actually worked, but it said it did. So yeah, so I think the next song that I'll be releasing next Friday is this one. And I guess the real deep question for all of us is, what does funk mean? I say funk a lot in this set of 9 songs. Freedom and love, we are so above. I've been filling my days and thoughts with the positive. We all live free and funky. Get your funk on, whatever that means. I would think you could start just busting a move or something. Get your funk on, or just never take a shower. We are living on shining light. We are living on funk all night. We are living on love alive. We are living on spirit drive. We are living on shining light. So that's next Friday, but this is the one that's out right now. So yeah, thank you. Enough of me pushing my music. Just enjoy your life, enjoy your night, since it is late, kind of late, depending on what you do. You might already be asleep, so you're not even watching this. But if you do watch it at some other time, still enjoy your life and live for peace and love, and live for being authentic and real, and you know, try to take some time every day to either meditate or walk in nature, whatever your meditation is. For me, I'm one to talk, because ever since I've been completely inundated with taking care of my son after the incident with his spinal cord injury, and his sleep pattern, it's been really hard for me. I'm always feeling really tired. And I notice the last thing I think about doing is working out, as you can tell. And the song started on its own, is working out and meditating. It's like the first thing I think about, I guess, when I wake up is I maybe need to eat some food. I do find I eat a little bit more than I would. It's been harder for me to do the fasting through the day, because I used to not eat till like 3 o'clock, but I'll be getting up at 8:30 or 8 or 7:30. But and I'd always meditate every day. So that's something I really need to. I've just done it a little bit here and there. I need to push that. The other thing that's really cool to do that I'd like to start doing again, but it's going to be easier when I'm getting enough sleep. Not living on 5-6 hours of sleep and it's all broken up. Is spending 30 minutes being creative. I find it if you can do that in the morning, it's great. So if you can wake up early enough and spend 20-30 minutes on something, if it's a business project you're doing, if it's a book you're writing, if it's memoirs, if it's poetry, if it's music, if you like to record music, even if you don't have a studio yet, you could be recording onto your phone and just writing down. Like I do have a bunch of paper things of just songs, some that I've never recorded, but I haven't written there. If I ever wanted to go in there and record them, there are ones that I sometimes didn't record, but I played at open mics or whatnot. And so yeah, whatever else you're doing, if you're working, yeah, just taking that time. And the one thing I found that's good for that, if you can take some time to do some breathing, or you take a walk or whatever, get your tea, get your coffee, get your 2 glasses of water, your hot lemon juice, whatever you do in the morning, and and then sit down for 20-30 minutes. And like for me, when I wrote my 3 books, I would spend 20 to 30 minutes every, probably 5 days a week, not always Monday through Friday, writing. And sometimes I would end up, if I had more time, I'd spend an hour if I didn't need to be to work that soon, or if sometimes my schedule was all on my own a lot of times. But um, and I would usually have a harder time at night, after being out and doing stuff and working or whatever, and coming back to like settle in to writing. So it was a lot easier for me to do it in the morning. So we're all so much different. Like if you have little kids, I understand it's really hard. You have to get up before them, and usually kids get up before we ever did, depending on your child. My son never did that. He loved to sleep in if he could do it. So, and yeah, so however that is, you frame that around, because I have heard of there was a lady that wrote a book, and she wrote it on her kitchen table, I think, when the kids got home from school or something. It was a novel or something. And so she would spend an hour or 2 hours, even when they were just kind of floating around. That would be harder for me, but I like to have that isolated time. But still, we're wonderfully creative people with powerful minds that are going with all these thoughts and everything. So yeah, take some time, be with nature, be with yourself, be with your family, and learn to really be with yourself. If you haven't, you go to my website, damionsharpe.com. That is my name, .com. There's a offer for free. It's kind of long, but it's okay. It's free meditation. I couldn't even think what it is. Free meditation called Breathing and Being. So it's a meditation that I created after spending years and years, since I was 15, meditating, doing Buddhist meditations, doing spoon bending meditations, through the years of 20, 30, 36, of trying all these different meditations. And I would continue to try new ones if I heard of some new one. Wasn't really scared of trying anything, thinking my spirit was going to go into the ethers and get taken by a wicked witch of the West, or whatever, TM meditation. People can be a little scared sometimes, they say, well, I heard the theory is that you don't want to meditate for more than 20 minutes unless you're a really good meditator, because somehow you get lost. That's never been my experience, although I have had experiences where you feel out of body stuff, but it's not my goal. Because my goal has always been to be in my body, and if I am going to go out, to still be in my body, because I am here on this planet, and we're here on this planet to bring, in my opinion, spirit, energy, love, whatever you want to call it, spirit into form, to energize form with intention and with spirit, with love, with understanding, with overstanding, with good stuff. Let's stick it with the good stuff. So with the breathing and being meditation, it's really about learning just to be with yourself. And as I did that more, just breathing and being, and then coming back to that. So you could do this. You don't even have to listen to the thing. You just focus on breathing and just being present. And you can sit however you're comfortable. You could lay down. Doesn't really matter. I liked it best if I can move my spine. I think it's good to be able to move your body and move your spine, not be against anything, if possible. So sitting in a chair or sitting cross-legged, whatever, it doesn't really matter as far as my experience. Though there are some aspects to sitting cross-legged and having your leg, there's some theories around that, which I've experienced some of those. But anyways, so you're just breathing and being, and when a thought comes, because thoughts come, and as Ram Dass said, when thoughts come, look at them as clouds and just kind of let them go. But there'll be some thoughts that you can do that. But then what I started noticing is there's some thoughts, and some of them were silly. Some thoughts that was just so hard for me to just like let go and to see them as clouds going by. I'm not going to think about that. And some of them were silly ones, like I need to clean. This is one I use all the time, but I only think this happened once. But I need to clean the grout in my kitchen. And then when that thought went away, the next thought was, as it came a few times, is I need to clean my kitchen. And the next thought was like, oh, my house is a mess. And I noticed that these thoughts are usually a part of me going, okay, I can't sit here and meditate anymore and be with myself. I need to go get busy. And so if a thought like that, even if it's kind of related, if it comes like 3 times, 4 times, whatever, it's just coming and you're just having a hard time, instead of trying to push it away and ignore it, because I don't think that's usually the answer with anything in life, is to face it and be with it and ask what's underneath it. So if that thought is, I need to clean the kitchen, I need to clean the house, I need to clean the grout, I need to get that toothbrush out, scrub it or something, which I think I've only done once in my life. Don't tell anyone. So then I ask, what's underneath this thought? I had let the thought be there, whatever place it is, and the visual even, and I'm like, what's underneath this? And I'm looking for a feeling, a core feeling. So what's underneath this? I'll ask again, and what's underneath this? And sometimes you'll be able to do this whole other, you could say shadow work, or this whole other emotional work around this too, because you can get to a core emotion of like sadness, because maybe you'll get to this, because sometimes I notice a lot of the anxiety is that there's a sadness that I'm not enough, that who I am is not enough, and I must do things to make myself of value. And one of the times this happened, a couple times actually, I saw myself as a little kid and my parents like here, and I'm trying to get their attention. Like I'm a performer which I kind of played that role, I guess, as a kid. And so I'm trying to get their attention because I want to be felt, I want to be seen, and I'm not feeling that way. And it doesn't mean my parents weren't doing that, whatever, but whatever level was going, whatever was going on, I wasn't feeling that way at the time. And so there's that gets to a core feeling. Maybe there's a sadness, maybe you cry for a minute, maybe you just breathe it out. It's amazing how if you're breathing and deep breathing and being present, you can actually move emotions that way. And it's not bad to cry, and it's not bad to it's good to move your body if your body feels like it needs to move, because some of those past experiences we felt stuck and we kind of needed to move and just be like, I don't like this, and you could walk off, like, no one's paying attention to me, and if you did that, maybe for some people's parents, you might get in a lot of trouble. So, so you do that, and then after you go through that, so it might have been faster if you just go listen to the meditation and follow it. If you do that, then you get through that experience, you go right back to breathing and being. And what I found is the more I did this is sometimes these thoughts would come and sometimes they wouldn't. And it got faster in a sense. And as you're doing more of that work and you're facing more of that stuff, if it comes up again, you can face it and be like, yeah, I feel like I'm not enough again. Wow, this is such a crazy habit of mine. When I have this anxiety, I actually feel like I'm not enough and I need to go do something and prove myself, prove my worth. And and sometimes being busy is just a distraction. So a lot of the stuff usually is about being busy when the thoughts come up. And are about not being enough. Like I didn't get enough done in my life. Those are probably my 2 things. And everyone's going to have different stuff. So and it can be 5 minutes. You can do this 5 minutes. So you can do your regular meditation and then spend 5 minutes just doing this breathing and being. And your goal, in a sense, if you could say you have a goal, is to learn to breathe and be with yourself, with everything, with the anxiety, with the fear, with the thoughts, with the love, with the joy, with the peace, with all that you are. And to just be with that, to be with the past and the future tripping and all those things. And there's no judgment. It's not a judgment. It's a presencing, and it's allowing it to be, allowing yourself to be. I mean, think about how pleasant it is going off to meditation. But still, this is what you're giving yourself when you have a friend that allows you to, when you feel like you can just be yourself. We all have met people like that, or maybe we have a friend like that, or have a few friends where you really you feel like you're just allowed, you're not judged, and you're allowed to just be. You can share anything that you're willing to, and that is what you're offering to yourself. You're giving yourself that time, and then that gives you space. It creates a sense of space around yourself and around the issues, so that they don't feel so dense and constricted. And then you can come up with solutions. Maybe it's not in the meditation, but through the day, there'll be something that was like challenging for you, and you got a solution all of a sudden. Because if you notice, whenever you expand around something, and then all of a sudden there's so many other options. But when you're constricted around something, there's usually, it's kind of like there's two thoughts you have. You know, either I just quit my job, or I get a raise. I don't know, whatever, you know, just an example I was thinking of. Either I just leave, or they just change in a relationship, you know. They change who they are so that I can feel better about myself, or I can feel loved. So, and then as you open around that relationship or the job, then you could see, wow, there's a lot other options I could do. I could stay at the job for a little while and start another business that I've been wanting to start for a long time, and just give them a 60-day notice and be chill about it. I could do that and ask for a raise. In a relationship, we could go to certain therapy. We could learn to be more authentic with ourselves, with each other, you know, expressing ourselves. We could learn to stop complaining, and working on complimenting and not complaints. And that takes practice. So yeah, and then all of a sudden you'll see, well, you know, I don't have to be with this person, or I don't not have to be with this person, you know, and it's not going to be the end of the world if I'm not with this person. It's not the end of the world if I stay with this person. But, and that's the one thing I've learned in relationships too, is that, it's not so black and white, as they would say. All right. So yeah, enjoy yourself, enjoy everyone else. And if you've been on this the whole time, you are a Amazon warrior. Peace.